Kerry Ann chiming in from Ajax, Ontario. I am a Sapphire consultant and also an 82-star achiever with my husband, Kerry McLean. We are so excited to be able to present to you Conversation on Success today. Now, I say we because we're a partner, we have a partnership in marriage, in life, as well as with Organo. Unfortunately, today he's not able to join us, but I would be able to share with you from my heart topic on Conversation of Success is what we're talking today. Now, if you're joining in from wherever you are in the world, I have to say, depending on the time of the day or evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And so I'm sharing this information with you wherever you are. So I'm asking you if you can chime in Facebook Live. I'm not actually able to see your comments, but I will surely appreciate if you could place in the comments where you're chiming in from, and also anything that you're grateful for today. For me today, it's being grateful that I have the opportunity to sit here in front of my computer and to be able to share with you, this topic, which is very, for me, very important that I actually am able to partake in. I would like to thank the corporate office for extending an invitation for me to speak on Conversation on Success. I want to thank Mr. Brendan Shua and his family, Mr. Paul Colwell, his family, all of the leaders that are chiming in and doing their part to be able to actively grow Organo along with their business, their personal business, the partnership that we've developed and the friendship I'm so grateful for. So as I chime into the information here that I'm going to share with you, I'd like you to, if you're able to share this video with your friends or those who you think would be interested on having or listening to a Conversation on Success. It's never too late to send a quick invite, and you can certainly do that by forwarding or sharing or even starting a watch party if you choose to through Facebook Live. And once I'm able to wrap up this call, I can go back now and check the comments and of course respond accordingly. But I want to thank you so much. And before I also start, I'd like to thank all of the frontline workers who are, this matter where you are in the world, whatever level of occupation you have in the health and care industry, even if you're a cashier in front of a customer, clients, or patients, I want to say thank you for what you do, all of the work that you do, because it's not an easy thing. It takes a special person, especially a healthcare provider in your profession, to be able to put yourself in that position to take care of others. So thank you so much. Now, as I dive into Conversation of Success, I would encourage you, one of the things that I learned in order for me to retain the information that I'm passing on to you is that, taking copious notes allows you to be able to retain more, because the brain can absorb so much at one time. But if you're able to write some notes and then afterwards take 15 minutes just to review what you've listened to or watched, that would actually help you to retain and also help the mind to be able to consciously subconsciously, and consciously be able to retain the information. So it's like a conscious interrupt. Get into a quiet place. I've already advised, I'm working from home. I'm here at home, so I advise my household to be extra quiet. So this allows you to stay focused and plugged in and to be present. So what is success? Success is not an accident. It is the result of your attitude, and your attitude is a choice. Hence, success is a matter of choice and not chance. So if you can take a screen capture of this and reread that to yourself at least 3 times, it'll resonate for you. So what are the habits that successful people actually do? And these are things that I've learned as I'm growing up with my company and plugging into personal development for myself and investing some time in myself. Now, if you can identify 1 or 2 or even 3 things on what I'm going to share with you on this particular slide, I'd love for you to put in the comments what it is you're doing that you can identify yourself as a successful person. And if you haven't done any of these, I'm going to share with you, what would you like to start off with? Start with one thing. Take small steps. Take small steps, to be able to create momentum for what you want to do, to become, or to even allow yourself to be more successful than you are today. And if you're actually doing these things, don't stop, continue. For myself, reading for me, I've always been a sports person. So for reading for me was going to school, open up the textbook, and when I'm done with my studying and passing my courses, I would close the book, and that was all I did when I was going through, different levels of education. So being a business owner, a business partner with my company, and evolving into the person I am today and continually growing, I had to apply myself to reading more. Now, if you're like me, if you have a full day, you tend to open the book and after for 1 or 2 or 3 pages, you fall asleep. That's me. So I tend to, actually shift to audiobooks. For me, it's actually more helpful. And if you're a person that would like to highlight and put things in as you read them or put notes in your book, then you may be a person who likes to flip the pages. So I've actually been able to appreciate both. So successful people, they read daily. They make health a priority. Myself, I had to make a decision. As about, I think it's coming on to my 7th week, I've actually consistently done activities for a healthier version of myself. I've always been as diligent as I, excuse me, as diligent as I should, but start where you are. Start where you're at and make the decision to make health a priority. It's part of your self-care, for yourself to be able to do that. And once you become a person who takes your health as a priority, then everything else, me, as I say, is gravy, right? So the next part of the 6 habits that successful people actually implement, they look for opportunities. And they always remember their why. Sometimes we get so busy, we get bogged down with life and things sort of get in our way and we put our dreams on hold. And then we just go through the rat race and the mundane and mediocre things. And we lose the reason why we do certain things or the big why. So remembering your big why, if you need to, get a vision board, get a board, get something to put down what your why is. If you have a book, just specifically, dedicated to writing down your vision and dreams, that could be your why book, the why quote unquote book. And so in there you can write down all the whys. It could be that you want to take care of your family. It could be that you want to be able to retire early. It could be you want some extra income. It could be just want to travel. It could be that you want to have a healthier lifestyle. It could be that you want to eat right, certain things that you do. It could be that you want to implement, certain type of exercise regime so that you can be a stronger person, a healthier person. It could be that you want to have the ability to study more, to invest in yourself in your education, or maybe able to get other things. I don't know your why, but you know. So if you can quiet your mind and determine what is my why, why do I do the things that I do, and if you identify the why that is so big that it makes you cry or get all choked up and emotional, then that is your true why. And sometimes it takes life lessons for you to be able to identify what that why is. And sometimes life lessons can knock that why out of your mind or your heart because you would think, oh, I can never do that. Another thing as well, the 6 of the habits that the successful people actually do, they upgrade their mindset. Now, don't think you have to overwhelm yourself by knowing every single thing. I would say to you, get in alignment with the mastermind. And the mastermind may not be individuals that you know personally. It could be through books. It could be through videos. It could be through a story, a biography. And those types of tools that you can put into your toolbox can help you to upgrade your mindset. Listening to things that will continually motivate you, but not just motivate you to do nothing, but motivate you to excel and to take action. When I get excited, I speak very fast. So I have to remind myself to slow down. Can you tell how passionate I am? So I'm just saying to you that one of the things that I have learned is to upgrade my mindset, to be able to shift my mind from where I used to think to where I am now and continually evolving. What does that mean? Identifying the self-talk of negativity, identifying the doubts and fears and still moving forward, and identifying the things that allow you to pull you back, that you allow yourself to pull yourself back or to press forward. These are things that we can continually challenge ourselves with and hold ourselves back. But if you continually invest in the time to upgrade your mindset and utilize the tools that you would need and put into that toolbox that you can pull out when something comes at you, you know that you will continually grow because we're evolving beings. The only time that you stop growing is when you pass on from this earth. So I would say to you, it's never too late. Challenge yourself, invest in yourself. Part of upgrading your mindset is also good self-care. It's also healthier way of thinking, meaning that you have a healthier mental mindset. You know, your spirit, your body, everything can become in alignment, and that will actually elevate the better version of you as you evolve every single day. Another part of the trait or habit of a successful person is that they work efficiently. Sometimes we plug into things that are time wasters, and we use that as a form of procrastination. And that can happen. I can share that with you because I have done that in the past as well. Sometimes our visions and goals are so audacious, so big that we tend to get timid at times, and we pull back. Now, if you have a why as to why you do something, then it allows you to have it in your uppermost mind. You stay focused on your why, or you have it in your present self, in a way of always thinking, okay, what I'm doing today is going to bring me closer to my why or away from my why. That means that if it's going to bring you closer to realizing why you do something, you will work more efficiently. And so you need to identify what those things are that will get you to where you need to get to. The vision, the goal you have in front of you will allow you to become a person that works more efficiently. Think of it this way. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out, meaning that the things that I mentioned to you about the 6 habits of successful people, what if you were to take small incremental steps every single day? And if you can't read 10 pages of a book, read 2 pages. If you know that you are too busy to listen to an audiobook whilst you're working out, whilst you're taking care of those in your household, or if you're taking a shower, listen to something that's going to help you to elevate. If you find that okay, that you want to become healthier, switch to things that are not so healthy for you, and say, okay, with one meal, I'm going to implement something else. In my case, I implemented my nutrition shake that I utilized to help me with my health plan. And I started walking and cycling more. That was a conscious decision. Looking for opportunities. Now, if you're looking for an opportunity that's going to elevate you, great. But sometimes opportunities can come in the form of distraction. So know the opportunity that would align with you and your values. And I know with the company that I'm with right now, I'm aligned with the vision and the mission that they have. So I know I'm in the right direction. So I'm sharing this with you because these are things that I've gone through and experienced myself. I'm still growing and learning. So it's important that I'm able to convey a value to you, to be able to identify and to be in an alignment with what I'm sharing with you can elevate you. So I want to challenge you, or maybe make this bold statement. I want you to own your future. I want you to own your future. What does that mean? Taking full responsibility of your life and being accountable for everything that you do. It's a very bold statement, but I had to make the decision to own my own future. I cannot look for anyone outside of myself. Love my husband, love my family, but they cannot participate in my rescue too, and I cannot place that burden or that challenge or that, sense of entitlement that you have to create my future. I have to own my own future. You have to, whether in what you eat, how you think, how you move, how you act, the things you think, and so much more. You control your future, your destiny. What you think about comes about. By recording your dreams and goals on paper, and I do this all the time, you set in motion the process of becoming the person you most want to be. And at times we're going through our daily lives and we can't picture it. We can't feel it. We can't sense it. Because sometimes we get, rejected, and we get, depressed or sad, even anxious because of what we're going through on that particular day or days or months or weeks or years. But if you put this in front of you, when you revisit that every single time, you will start realizing your dream. And then as you continue to believe and to evolve, you apply the actions required, you can own your own future. The one thing I want to share with you is that once you set in motion the process of becoming the person you most want to be, you can put your future in good hands, which is your hands. Now you can decide. You either walk inside your story and own it, or you can stand outside of your story and hustle for your worthiness. I've said this many a time. You are worthy. You have value. Doesn't matter what others think of you. It's none of your business. As long as you believe that you have a gift that you need to be able to give the world through your hands and through whom you are as a person. And you decide, I'm going to participate in my own rescue. And I am going to walk inside my story, my authentic story. You will align with the right type of people as you continue to grow. And this is a true conversation on success, because success doesn't come from the things that we hold at a distance and thinking that everyone's going to do this for me and this is what you're going to receive. You have to believe from within that because I'm worthy and I have value, that I will be able to create the life and design my life the way I want it to go, despite whatever challenges may come my way. And I call these challenges character building moments, right? You can evolve as a person because they're life lessons that help you to become stronger and to be able to press forward. One of the things I can say to you is that many of us tend to stay in our comfort zone. And that comfort zone is filled with pain and stress, anxiousness, frustration, even anger, sadness. Because we are an evolving being, because we evolve all the time, continually growing, we desire more for our lives and our family. Each of us are unique in our own way, the way we look, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we think. But all of us have the same hopes and dreams. You want to provide for yourself, provide for your family, you have the love of family and so much more. And if you were to challenge yourself every single day to get out of your comfort zone, you will be able to move towards that levels of success that you personally have desired, whether you have said it out loud or not, that your heart desires. Your comfort zone is nothing but a belief. It's a mere reflection of your thoughts. You desire something better, yet you fear change. And I'm not lecturing, I'm sharing with you. These are things that I've actually experienced myself as well. And like I said, we're unique, but we all have the similar fears and doubts, hopes and dreams. You desire something better, yet you fear change. I wanted to mention this again, because you can say to yourself, I desire something better, but yet I fear change. Ask yourself why. Self-doubt will bind you there, and belief is all you need. So what if you were to change the story you're telling yourself, or you've been telling yourself for the last, year, 5 years, 10 years, couple of decades? What if you were to switch and create a new story that will challenge what you've been telling yourself all this time, from whatever opinions you've heard, things you've actually witnessed for yourself in your environment and came to a conclusion that may be false? Is it something that has served you? Or is it something that is actually keeping you where you are in your comfort zone? And you alone know what that comfort zone is. Is it in that zone where you feel all these things I described before, which is pain and stressful situation, frustration, whatever that is? You can identify what those are, and you have to say to yourself, no, I'm deciding to make a change. I'm deciding to shift my way of thinking, a paradigm shift. And I'm creating a story. Because if you tell yourself a story, better you tell yourself a good story than a bad story, right? So the story that you're telling yourself, like I said, will either elevate you, empower you, or disempower you. So did you know that the 2% mindset, what that means? Do you know what that entails? Well, in the circle that you see here, 98% of the population think this way. They believe, in what it is that they're seeing physically. And so that can create insecurity, and you put yourself in a survival mode. Survival mode and creativity cannot coexist together. You can't serve two masters. So fear doubt, having a life that is not full of purpose, playing it safe, being regretful, procrastinating. Remember, I said procrastinating is the one form, and settling for less. Sometimes we have, I'm not gonna bash jobs, but they're there for a purpose. But there's a system that's in place to keep you just as an employee. But then you have a bigger spirit, a bigger purpose in life, and you want to be able to evolve and to be able to service others and to be able to elevate your family for generations to come. And then you get into this routine of working, of being, of acting, and then your dreams are outside of that comfort zone I mentioned before. So why not go for your dreams? Why not create that sense of confidence? Why not explore new things and choose happiness instead of regretfulness or sadness? Select something or do something or be able to be a part of something that will create that sense of fulfillment, embracing the unknown. There's a story that goes about this that someone was stating you can go out through the doors and there's paradise, and then the person say no, there's a lion outside, I'll be eaten. And that person didn't go, they didn't open the door. But then another person came and they opened the door, but on the other side of that door there was actually all the things that he desired, because of the mind telling him to not go, because what if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I'm being judged and criticized? What if I fail time and time again? What if? Well, is a term that we use back home. Mr. If has passed on. We went to his funeral and Mr. If is gone. But if you have desires and you have goals and you challenge yourself outside of the norm, your life could be, impactful, and it would create such beautiful change in your life. You can release that mental bondage, that you have. You can emancipate your mind and create unlimited things for yourself, no matter what may come your way in the way of a challenge. Living without any limits is so awesome if you believe it in your heart and you continually, every single day, decide to move toward and press toward the goals that you set for yourself. Having a mindset of abundance and acting in spite of fear. You act in spite of fear. And so if you can do all those things and more, you will actually be able to get the most out of life and have a rewarding and fulfilling life. I'm going to share with you these things. If you set smart goals will, if you set these smart goals, you'll be able to accomplish so many things. So S is for specifics. Specifically, write down or create goals that you can identify with, in the sense of, this is what I'd like to do for myself to accomplish this thing or this particular result. Measure how you're going to how you're going to carry out the goal. Is it, I'm going to do this in a week? I'm going to be able to create what I need for myself in a month, 3 months, 90-day cycle, 6 months, a year, 18 months. In my case, for example, for the business that I am part of, I had to set incremental steps for myself, and these sets of goals allow me to identify where I'm at and where I need to be if I haven't achieved it yet, or if I've actually achieved it. And then if you set these goals down, these smart goals, you're able to, as you're specific and you can measure it as you go along, you can identify, is this attainable for me to do? Am I actually stretching myself too much that I'm going to self-sabotage myself? Or is it something that these are small incremental steps I can take, I can measure them, and then I can achieve them and attain them, and make sure it's relevant to what you're doing, not something that is going to be a time waster, right? And identify, okay, is this something that is relevant to what I want to do, to accomplish for myself? If it's your business that you're doing, you can do that. If it's something for your health, then do that. But you are able to create these set of smart goals that okay, if I take these little minute steps and I can do a check mark for everything that I do, then I know I'm on the right track. And if you falter and you're on you're moving in a different direction, you can say, okay, here's where I'm at. This is what I want to do. How do I correct that, that step, or how do I correct that action? And you go back to those SMART goals, right? And then you put a time limit as to when you want to do that. Remember I mentioned a week, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, 18 months, maybe 5 years, 10 years. So you set these goals for yourself. And I would say to you, goals are so awesome that you have the ability to tweak your goals as well as you're growing and evolving, because it's like a check mark. And you can see, okay, I'm actually aligned with my goals, or I need to be able to adjust it a bit more so that I can be able to make it more attainable, more achievable, so that you can tell yourself, okay, I'm on the right track. And then you can actually celebrate your successes as you take those measurable steps. Okay. So what's your why? Only you would know what your why is. Now, I want to share with you my why, I was a wife, my why has changed. When I started with my company 9 years ago, it was because of my aunt who had passed away. And so for the health aspects alone, that is why I actually aligned myself with this company. But then my why evolved because I started dreaming again. And I started realizing, okay, if I can plug into what I'm doing and I can work hard despite my disappointments I might have from time to time, and looking at challenging myself by working through what I need to work through and growing as I grow, knowing that there were going to be struggles, but keeping persistent. And doesn't matter what the adversities were, I was taking action, even if it's small incremental action. And I'm moving by faith, knowing that even though that there may be sacrifices and there may be rejection, that I must stay disciplined. That is how you can define success. Because no one's going to see you paddling underneath the water, doing all this work that you need to do to grow yourself and your business. But those who see the success that you have may not truly understand the things that you may have had to go through. I would say to you, in all of these things, you must keep your why in your uppermost mind to say, okay, this is why I'm working this hard. This is why I'm facing rejection. I'm still pressing through. This is why I'm taking action every single day, even if I'm just speaking to one or two people a day. This is why, even though it seems like sacrifice, it's not sacrifice, it's an investment in my why. So these are things that you can create. You can create your story, your why. What is your story? What is your why? Why the things you're doing? These are powerful things that you can actually, decide upon. And as your story evolves, your success will only continue to grow. And again, I'm going to share with you this one thing. I know I've asked before, what is your why? But I want to share with you that your why doesn't have to be perfect. It's about the effort that you put in. And when you implement that effort into your life every single day, it could be for any part of the 6 habits I mentioned of successful people. That is where transformation happens. And that's how change occurs. Either change happens to you or you make change happen. Which one would you prefer? Keep going. Remember why you started what you started. I'm remembering why I started I remembered when I started 9 years ago with this company. And for me as a customer, because I learned, the benefits of, this amazing superfood we have with our company through testimonials we received and evidence I'm seeing for myself because of this amazing, journey I've been on so far. And just hearing these things, my why has evolved. But now it's no longer about me. It's about generations ahead that I'm going to impact, whether my within my family and those I've not yet met. So my why has evolved, my story has grown, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this conversation and success with you. I'm going to shift this conversation, tongue twisted today. I'm going to shift this conversation to something that I actually didn't know until I became part of this company. As for myself, I see myself as an ambassador with Organo, and this is the company that I represent along with my husband and a few of our business partners. Now, as a woman, I can speak on women, but this actually, for me, I think applies to both male and female, all genders. So, women in networking, I want to share with you this part. It's not I'm not trying to be well. Yes, I am. I'm being biased to women because I'm a woman. So, women report more financial stress than men. Did you know that? 51% lose sleep, 30% have anxiety, and 9% they have overwhelming stress. Compared to men, where it's 40% of sleep that they lose, 17% of men have anxiety, and 3% have overwhelming stress. Look at the numbers. It's such a vast difference, right? Now, as a woman, women, I'm speaking to you, and the husbands or spouses or brothers who have, or sons who have a female in their life, take stock of those numbers. Now, in this world of ours, nothing is always equal because pay is not the same as male as different both genders, but also so other things that fall into play. Now, as a woman, if you're part of this network marketing platform or this industry, like I am with my husband, you can actually avoid dependency. There's no glass ceiling. There's no limits of income. There's increased self-esteem and, of course, control of your time. And I'm sharing that with you because even though that my husband and I have been married, actually next week will be our anniversary, 10 years. Um, I'm not dependent on him and he's not dependent on me. We're interdependent with each other because we build each other up with our personal life as well as our business. And so that I have the ability to be able to grow at the same pace as him or even more. And I don't place a limit, a ceiling on myself like my corporate job because you had to have X amount of performance, reviews. And if the whole company did not, align with their EBITDA in the sense of with their growth, even though you worked your tail off, you may not even get a raise. You may not get a bonus. And then you're told that, the most that the company can give is 3% every year based on what the financial health of a company is, not your effort. But with this type of platform, there's no ceiling. There's no limit. The only limit is you. The only limit is myself. The only limit is what you allow to yourself to believe and to do and to act upon. And as you continue to share and add value with people, oh my goodness, your self-esteem is just gonna blossom. Knowing that you're empowering lives, impacting lives for either the health aspect or the financial aspect, to know that you can actually build something that you can will to your children and your children's children. In the corporate world, you can't do that, right? And control of your time. Now, I mentioned to you I started working out. I don't have the muscles yet, but I'm working out. And so for the last 2 months, I can create and design my health plan around my schedule. I'm working from home. I even did that before COVID-19, but I'm able to now determine how many hours I plug into my business, how many hours I plug in with my healthcare for myself, or my self-care, sorry, and how much time, of course, I've dedicated to my spiritual time, my family, my husband. So if I determine that, no one's telling me when I can go on vacation, not like before, so I can do whatever I can in order to evolve and to be able to have that control of my life. And I'm sure that you want that to do that for yourself. So here are some interesting stats about money and women. If you can take a screen capture of this, I'm not going to read word for word, but I'm just going to give you a highlight overview. 47% of women over 50 are single and they're financially responsible for themselves. Women in retirement income is less than half of women. And so, of course, with the way how women are paid in the corporate world is automatically lower. And so it doesn't matter of the profession you have, it's always lower than their counterparts. Women are expected to live an average of 7 to 10 years longer than men. And so women are actually looking towards this industry to be able to have that extra sort of income to offset, whatever they're receiving through retirement, if they're receiving anything at all. And so women who are baby boomers can expect to outlive their husband by 15 to 20 years. Even though the financial stress I mentioned before is higher than the men, they can turn around where the women tend to live longer than their spouses. Elderly living in poverty, 3 out of 4 are women. And I want to share this with you because, in just from my own eyes, I've seen where people who've worked their whole lives, 40 years or more, in a corporate job, if that's such a thing that happens now, and they end up working, less than minimum wage just to make sure that whatever they're receiving through their pension or whatever they're receiving through the government, they can make some extra cash for food and so forth because what they're receiving is insufficient. It's basically like 40% less than what they would normally make at a 9 to 5 when they were working. So there are a lot of elderly people, especially if they live by themselves, are living in poverty, and we don't even realize that because people are living in quiet moments of desperation. And so elderly people don't really get to speak up as much. It's either medication or food, right? So I can tell you with my mom, she lives with us. There's no way, given the fact that you have X amount of income coming in through whatever programs they have with the government, there's no way that she'll be able to survive on her own and still have medication. So I'm so thankful that I have the opportunity to take care of some of the things that we all take for granted. So I'm so thankful that she's here with us. She's 75, but she's a woman, a hard worker, all her life took care of us. So it's our turn now, right? So approximately 7 out of 10 women will at some time live in poverty, and that's very heartbreaking. So what makes it an even level playing field? This industry. And so I'm very thankful I'm still growing and learning and earning at the same time. Here are some other things I want you to think about. This is food for thought. $5,000 a month in residual income is equivalent to having $1 million in your bank account earning 6% interest now. 6% interest is actually pretty good if you can find that. But for those of us or those of you who have worked, 10, 15, 20, and if you've had the ability to work for 40 or more years, I don't think you would have the ability to save $1 million unless you have a really high paying income job. And to be able to generate $5,000 a month for yourself in addition to what you earn through your regular stream of employment. Meaning that when you are working your 9 to 5 or 9 to 9 job, or you have a business, and majority of that is going back into expenses and everyday living expenses or business expense and so forth. Would you be able to have that type of income or investment if you don't have $1 million in your account? Well, I can say to you that through this organization, this company, there's an ability to have that type of income, even if it's $500 a month. Because $500 a month means you have to have $100,000 in your bank account sitting there earning 6%. Think about this way. What if you were able to have that $5,000 every month coming in and it stays there and grows? Because that is an income that is in addition to what you're doing for your 9 to 5 job. I can share with you for myself, but I've seen this. And I'm not making any income claims, I'm sharing with you my experience. So that once I decided to be a part of this company and I started going from a customer to a business partner, it afforded me the opportunity to do things like this. Even if it was 500, 1,000, 2,000 or more per month, that came in addition to my IT profession that I worked with for 18 years. And so now that my company has transitioned me out of my position for 3 years ago, and I'm focusing on my work from home and from my phone and from my computer, I have the ability to grow even more. So I want to share with you something. If you don't find a way to make any type of additional income while you're sleeping, you will work until you die. And I'll share this with you. My aunt worked in this country for 40 plus years. She became sick, terminally ill. And she had plans to travel and to be able to do things that she wanted to do all this time. She got sick at 65, and 67 she passed away, not being able to fulfill the things she desired to do after retirement. And knowing that even though she worked for 40 years and had some type of investment and saving, that nothing was set aside in the way of any money that she could earn. And I want to make sure I'm clear on this. Other than her job, there was nothing else that she had that would allow her the opportunity to have that extra income. And so for me, I learned through that pain that I must do something to shift the way that I do things and the way that I generate income, because I didn't have the 40 years like my aunt did. I worked for 18 years, and then my company said, "Thank you for your service," and then I was released because my job became obsolete in the sense where it was outsourced to another country. Now, I'm sharing that with you is that if you're working now or you've been laid off or things have happened through COVID or other situations where you could not foresee, once that shift happens, when that shift happens or that transition happens, there's no more income and you have to find another job to replace that. But what if you were to find something that can allow you to generate the income that you need in addition to what you're doing, so that you have a plan B that can turn into a plan A? I'm sharing with you these things on to the right of this screen. And here are some examples of an occupation. Look at the timelines that I'm going to share with you. An occupation, for example, as a doctor, if you can see, the income is 100,000 plus. You need to have 5+ years for profitability, an average of 40+ years, hours per week, and the potential of 6-figure earnings and no residual income. Business owner, similar, six-figure income, but profitability is 2 to 10 years, depending on the business, and the same amount of hours, 40+ hours. And the potential earnings is 120,000. And of course, there's no residual income. Teachers, one of the most respected professions in the world and the hardest ones to do, it's 4 years of college. And then years to pay. Now, in Canada, you go to university, then you go to teacher's college, or backwards, but that's more than 4 years. You have to pay off your student debt, which is not forgivable, in case even if you go bankrupt. And you have to put in 40 hours per week to teach, and your income is between 30 to 60,000. Is there residential income? Sorry, residual income? No, there isn't. It's still zero. Now, with a company that I've been a part of for the last 9 years, I'm working part-time at the time. My husband and I invested no more than $1,300. And within 9 weeks, we're able to, in 30 days, we were able to generate an extra $900 in profit. Now, it can take 90 days or less, but in our case, it took us, in less than 3 weeks. So 2 to 3 weeks. And we were able to generate an extra $900 from that $1,300 investment. So for me, I didn't have the long-term vision, but I knew that what I was witnessing in front of myself, there was actual potential. So for us, and for myself, I worked 18-hour shifts or 18 hours cycle of work. I would work my 8 hours and come home and continue working, and still had time to build a part-time business. And I'm not saying I work 18 hours every single day, but when we had projects, it was like crazy hours. But for me, I was able to plug an extra 2 hours here, 2 hours there, and we were able to benefit from, the building the business by growing and earning, our incentives and income and recognition. And I'm so thankful because there's no limit on our earnings. There's no limit on the residual income, only the limit you place on yourself. So I'm so thankful to be a part of Organo, because anything is possible once you align yourself with that vision, with the vision that they have, in a sense of adding value through health. And now we have so many other verticals, but also adding value by impacting lives, changing lives through many different ways, in a way that I've never ever been a part of. Because working behind a desk, doing what I did, yes, I could add value to that company, but beyond that desk, I was never able to add value. So I know that I'm on the right ship, so to speak, on the right, right direction, and knowing that there's only good things ahead for us with this company. Why? Why OG changed his life? Well, I share with you why it shared my life. And there's so many more things. And so I'm saying this to you because it's so important that you identify what your why is, what's your story. And for myself, in being in alignment with this company, I've witnessed for myself the different ways that our company has changed lives. I've seen for myself, I've interacted with people, I've even spoken, had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Paul Caldwell, Mr. Bernard Chua, and such humble, humble people. If you align yourself with the right people, the right environment, you'll be able to impact lives around the world, like Organo is doing. I'm sharing this with you because when I first started with our company 9 years ago, I didn't think beyond my aunt who had passed. I just thought, okay, I can help people because I couldn't help her. But that evolved from this conversation I had over a cup of mocha, which I didn't drink coffee at the time, to impacting lives in multiple countries and over 3 continents. It's not own personal business or organization. I would not have been able to see that. And the vision that I have for myself, that I received from myself and my husband, I would have been too scared to be able to claim that vision in the beginning. There's a purpose and a reason for everything. And if that reason is to elevate, add value, and power the people that you're in your world right now and the people that you have not met, imagine the lives that you can change. Imagine the lives that you're changing with our company and through our company, Organo. Why? Because we must leave individuals better than we've met them. We must elevate each other and uplift each other. And this is why I am so in awe and I respect this company so much, because I've seen for myself. I may not be able to see behind all the doors of all meetings, but I know that our company is working hard to be able to elevate its business partners, distributors, customers, even people that are looking at us and saying, okay, what is this about Organo that is allowing so many lives to be changed? I can share from my own personal testimony with my health, my business. Our customers have given us great feedback on what this actual company is doing for them, and I can only see good things ahead. And so our company has, the ability to tap into multiple verticals. Now, we first started with our beverages, which had an infusion of, a superfood called Ganadum lucidum. And from that, just for myself, our business was able to grow within several countries, just from that one vertical. And then we evolved into nutrition base. And of course, we have our BU skincare, which I absolutely love. I love everything about it, and I love our product as well. I've even become, I can't keep saying a new coffee drinker because I've been drinking our brand for the last, I'd say 8.5 years, because I've always been a tea person. I could not drink coffee before. It just didn't do something. It actually did a reverse effect on me with the regular coffee. I actually was not able to focus, and I was extra happy, which is a good thing. So I wasn't able to focus that much. But then this company had the genius idea of infusing this superfood into things that I like. So I imagine other people would like it too. So by default, I started making my products and adding value to other people's life. And that's how we built our business. But then it comes along, here comes the multiple verticals that we've been able to tap into, my husband and I. Nutrition shake, the BU skincare, which is all natural, which I absolutely love. I've been using it for a year, and I have great feedback from my customers as well, who are loving the fact that there's no toxins in there, and they're actually loving the results. And people are actually asking them what they're using on their skin. So I'm using BU because I don't want to be. The statement that counts as BU is never be someone else. Well, I'm being me. So BU I love because it's such a great product line, and I can only expect great things from our company Organo, and they have not missed the mark. Travala is a portal that another vertical that I've been able to tap into and been able to utilize and save money for myself and my family, but also to help our customers to save money as well as they travel. At this time right now, it might be a challenge, but things change, and this too shall pass, and the people will start going back into the habit of wanting to explore the world. And so we have this amazing portal that allows us to be able to share with people in our world. And so we also have the ability to give back. And for me, it's so important to give back. It's so important to add value. And when I say that, we actually have a program which is called Bags for Life. So the sachets of the products, the beverages that we have, as long as you cut it correctly the way that you're instructed to, these can make beautiful handbags and purses. And so my husband can't wait for when they come out with a wallet so he can start showing off as well. But it's amazing when a company can give back. I've seen our company give back in so many ways. I've seen them, especially with the corporate office. And I've seen that not only are they aligned with adding value through the products that we share with the people in our world, but they're looking for ways to give back in meaningful ways. And so that actually for me is very telling. Because when a company just take and take and take and take, there's no balance. But when a company can give and share from the heart and empower women, because these are what the Bags for Life is for, empowering marginalized women who actually have the ability now to generate income for their household. So there's so many things that are happening with Organo and happening with their customers and our business partners that we're continually growing and evolving. And I can share this with you. And I'm actually going to quote a familiar saying, is that the best is yet to come. And I can see this because from what I'm witnessing with my own eyes and what I feel is that we're continually growing and evolving as a company, and so will its business partners like yourself, and so will our customers. We are in over 35 countries and still expanding. And think of it this way. If I had the ability to work in a corporate job in one city, in one province, in one country, I would not have had the impact that I had with my husband if I stayed the same. If I didn't grow my wings and step out of my comfort zone, there's no way that we would have businesses like in Nigeria and people who are asking us, about, when we come into Ghana and to Liberia. There's no way that we'd have customers in the US and the UK. And there's no way we'd have business partners in Jamaica and other places like that. I'm so thankful that we moved out of our comfort zone and moving out of that comfort zone even more so every single day, that we're able to impact lives of people that we have met face to face and people that we've met over the phone, over the computer. And those are individuals that their life, their family's life, and their generations to come will be impacted in a positive way. There's no way I would have been able to do that, just in my corporate world, outside of, what I do now. So I'm so thankful that our company is doing their part to evolve and to grow and to continue to grow these roots of stability, these verticals that allow us now to expand on that and to be able to add value to our company Organo and add value to the people that we are servicing. And I'm so thankful that I'm a part of that with my husband, because I wouldn't be any other place. We are Organo. We are a family, and we are so thankful for this opportunity. So as we wrap up, the opportunity I know has changed my life and my husband's life, and has changed other people who have told me directly, and indirectly I've seen for myself. I've seen where it has changed and empowered people through the events we go through and the conversations we have face to face. Organo is about empowerment of individuals through the strength of teamwork. And Organo's industry-leading compensation plan makes everything possible. I would invite you to join over 500,000 satisfied Organo entrepreneurs. If this is something that is a right fit for you, connect with the person who may have invited you to this conversation of success. If you'd like to know what the products taste like, or you don't know what the type of what a superfood is that's infused into our products, or the skincare line, or even travel. As a customer, you can actually benefit from that. So it for me, we have best of both worlds because we can earn our income through what we love, and we can love the products that we're consuming that will help us in the long term. So I want to share with you a quick video before we wrap up. It's coming up to that time. And if you are, I want to share with you one thing, that if you have the ability to build something other than a job, which provides you with, income for your first name, and you don't have something to provide you with a residual that will give you the ability to pass on with your last name, then you will not be able to generate residual income. You will not be able to have a second source that you can will to your family, because nothing is certain in this world. I know that for sure. Or I can tell you that if for today or tomorrow you're transitioned from your job, or you have a traditional business and things go sort of south, you cannot will that to your children, your family, and you will only be submitting your first name. First name is Kerry Ann, and I could not ask my employer at that time, in the case of my death, can I will my position to my children and my children's children? But for my last name, which is Joseph McLean, I can will that, what I've built with my husband, to my children and my children's children, or even if it's just a sibling or whomever I wish to, because at the end of the day, I have made the decision that I'm adding value no matter what. I would like to share with you, as we wrap up, a quick video that I hope you enjoy. And it's going to be about 52 seconds. And once I've done this, I think we should wrap up and give you back some time to spend with your family. So I'm just going to share this right now. Here we go. So with this, I kind of enjoyed it. I was about to tap my head and start dancing, and I realized I'm on video right now. So so I wanted to share that. I was trying to add it to my presentation, but I hope you're able to get all of that information and to watch the video. Very catchy tune as well. And I want to thank you for taking the time to be able to sit with me or whatever you're doing, and to be able to be a part of this conversation on success. Don't forget that Monday to Friday, we have amazing virtual business opportunities or virtual opportunities that you can chime into on OG Academy at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure if his specific standard time is 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., but go to OG Academy and you can plug in. You can actually follow them as part of our company, and you'll be notified of upcoming virtual meetings. These are about 15 minutes to 25 minutes in length, and there's different topics every day, Monday to Friday. And also, just as a reminder, that every Sunday there's a conversation on success with a different leader speaking on sharing from their heart, adding value, and giving great content. And last of all, but not least, every Monday at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, I believe, It is the host and show Central Standard Time, but I'm going by my time zone. Mr. Paul Caldwell, who is our chairman of Organo, provides us with updates every Monday. And you can also go to OG Academy on Facebook, and you can plug in there as well, or I'll set up a notification so that you can get that information. I want to thank you once again. It's been an honor to have this opportunity to share with you from my heart all the things that I'm passionate about and more. And I pray that even if it's one thing that you can take away and you can implement it into your world, that your world will instantly elevate, and you are empowered and encouraged from the information that I shared here with you. Feel free to place comments if you wish to, and to continue to share this because it is recorded. And I want to again wish you a great night. Stay safe and God bless. Bye bye for now.